Now then, let's take a quick look at the Gamma synthetic jacket from PhD. It's designed as a very lightweight piece of insulated gear, but it's designed with a full look at what really makes the difference in terms of lightweight kit and giving you the best possible insulation. It weighs about 240 grams for a medium-sized jacket, which is a very lightweight piece of kit, but unlike something like a fleece or a soft layer, it's got total wind block. And the first thing about insulation out in the mountains is getting windproof protection around you. That's why just putting on a waterproof coat has such a huge effect on you, because it completely stops air movement against your skin. And if you can prevent any air movement across your skin, you really are having a significant impact on insulation. The other thing is it's filled with Primaloft Gold. Now, Primaloft Gold is a synthetic wadding that we're really impressed with. It's got a very, very good water repellency. So not only does it have the benefits of performance, synthetic wadding performance, synthetic insulation performance in damp conditions, it actually does very well at repelling moisture and not taking water on board in the first place. Synthetic insulation works very well in wet conditions, but nonetheless, eventually, if they get very, very wet, the water fills up the air spaces, so you lose significant amounts of insulation. So keeping the insulation dry, even with synthetics, is worth considering. And Primaloft Gold seems to have a very good performance here. It's very light, very soft, very comfortable. It feels quite like down. Not quite as good. It doesn't drape as well as down, so you don't quite get the full insulation warmth and comfort that you get from down. Nevertheless, Primaloft is a very soft insulation. We're really impressed with it. So this jacket is designed with 7X fabric, now 7 denier fabric, so a very, very lightweight, totally windproof fabric, and Primaloft proof, downproof and so on. So it's designed with a very lightweight fabric. We've got 60 gram, which is a relatively lightweight Primaloft, so I think they go down to 40 gram, but 60 gram Primaloft, and it's Primaloft Gold, and 7 denier, 7 PhD 7X fabric on the outer. And then the other design detail just to look at, it's not immediately obvious, but the insulation is attached on the side seams, so it's edge stitched into the garment. There's no quilting of the jacket. Quilting is a sort of a feature on a jacket that's done, if it's done for a down, it's done to hold the down in place, either with stitch through lines or box wall lines to hold the down in place and stop it drifting. But quilting of synthetics is a bit odd, because it pinches the synthetic and it makes it thinner at that point. Just like with down, from the synthetic wadding is required to loft. The deeper the loft, the more wadding, the more insulation you've got around you. So we're looking to get the maximum loft from that Primaloft. So we just edge stitch it, and we're using a lightweight fabric on top of it, so it really does encourage that wadding, that synthetic insulation, to loft as much as we can. So it's designed with function to get the maximum insulation, the maximum warmth at the minimum weight. Now, this fabric here, 7X, it's fully windproof, so it's very light, but it's also fully windproof. Unlike a fleece garment where air can get through it and cool you down, it's fully windproof, so it really does stop the effect of cold air across your body cooling you down. Now, it's designed for 2 uses. It can be used either as an outer layer, as a jacket, to go out to be the top layer and really cut the wind, or it can be used as a mid layer, so you could put layers on top of it. It can be used just like a fleece, in effect, as a mid layer, part of a layering system, and a bigger coat, a waterproof jacket going over the top of it. It's very simple in its construction, it's very simple in its design. It's got a full length zip. It's got an insulated draft tube behind the zip to stop cold air getting in. Lightweight YKK zips. It's got 2 pockets at waist level, and these pockets are hand warmer pockets, so when you put your hand inside it goes under the insulation, so there's a layer of Primaloft over you. Very useful if your hands are really cooling down, because that is a windproof pocket bag and it's insulated, so it can be very effective at really helping you warm up your hands. There's an optional hood with this jacket. This one's got one on. I'll just show you it. It's a stud-on hood. It's studded on with Plancers, YKK studs, and it can be removed, so if you don't want it, it can be taken off. The hood is actually very effective. It's very light and simple. It's a 3-piece hood, but the fact that you're putting on a windproof insulated layer over your head is so effective. It really does cut the wind out and cut the cold air out and really allow warmth to build up. It's got stud attachment and a simple stud closure at the front of it, 2 studs at the front there just to close it down around your face. And in effect, it can be used if you're climbing. You can put a helmet on top of it. It's very lightweight, and you can just put a helmet on top of it and fasten your helmet up. I find that superb. It's the same on the Sigma jacket, a slightly heavier insulation in there, but a similar design. These very lightweight hoods are great under a helmet because they just add so much warmth. I'll put that down, make sure it doesn't blow away. So, built with weight in mind, very, very lightweight, but it's built to cut the wind. That's its crucial job, is to stop cold air getting to you, and it's built with a lightweight insulation to really have a big impact. We've edge stitched it to get the maximum out of that insulation that we're using here. It's got a high collar filled with synthetic wadding again. That seals out the cold around your neck. It's got a Lycra panel, on the hem to pull it in around your hips, and we've got lightweight Lycra on the cuffs. These are all the lightest ways to seal out cold. When we design a jacket, one of the first things we're looking at is preventing cold air ingress getting in. That's a design technique we use all the way up to polar expedition gear. We're looking to cut the potential for air to get into the garment, so we always consider the cuff, the hem and the collar. How are we going about preventing cold air getting in? So that's the Gamma, a lightweight piece of equipment rated at the typical operating temperature of 5 degrees C, so really handy for the hills, for the summer months and the shoulders of the summer, so spring use and autumn use as the temperatures are falling. The key advantage here, of course, is that it's windproof and it copes very, very well with wet conditions. Even if it's totally wet through, it presents a lot of insulation. If it gets wet through, for instance, if you fell in a river, you could take it off, squeeze the water out of it and put it back on again, and you'd have a lot of insulation. So very, very effective in wet, cold conditions. That's the Gamma jacket. Okay, cheers.